What's good, y'all? What's up with it? It's your girl Poppy. I mean, you can call me Poppy J if you're feeling spicy. But baby, we are back with a brand new episode of Pop Talk. This season, I am highlighting the now and future of young Black excellence in America with the AT&T Rising Future Maker class of 2022. Today's special guest considers herself an aspiring filmmaker studying at an HBCU in Washington, D.C. I'm so excited to have Mia Bennett-Jones join me today. So y'all don't go anywhere and stay tuned for this episode of Pop Talk. What's good, y'all? What's up? It's your girl Poppy J. Yeah. High five, G. Woo! Welcome to Pop Talk, y'all. Yes, like I said, y'all, I am so excited to have Mia joining us today on Pop Talk. And girl, I just want to give you the floor to go ahead and introduce yourself to the Pop Talk community.
Okay, cool. Well, hi guys. My name is Mia Bennett-Jones. I'm a filmmaker, but I'm also a student at Howard University. Go Bison. Um, I'm a rising senior TV film major, photography minor, and originally I'm from New Jersey.
I do want to say thank you again for coming on to Pop Talk today. I really do appreciate you sharing your time and your story with us. I briefly mentioned earlier that you are an aspiring filmmaker. You also said it yourself, but can you just be a little bit more specific? I love to get the teas. Like, what genre of films are you interested in? What stories do you want to tell? Just give us all the tea.
Give us all the tea? Okay. I'm definitely interested in telling narratives, specifically emotional narratives, I guess.
Okay.
Those having to do with drama and just really like getting into the feels, whether it be the good feels or the bad feels. I'm all for the feels. So, a lot of my work right now is a narrative, but once I get those bigger budgets, I would love to do sci-fi. I would love to do an action movie. I would love to do a rom-com because I grew up on those two, but right now we're sticking with the narratives. So they've
Okay,
been
I love
fun.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. So where does your passion for filmmaking come from? Like where did it stem from maybe somebody in the industry that you gained inspiration from? Maybe you as a child growing up? Like where does that come from for you?
Yeah. So I mean, I grew up as an only child, so having no siblings was just like movies, movies, movies.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows, but I don't know. I'm from a first generation college student. I had a single mom, so I really didn't think that being a filmmaker was something that I could be, maybe just something that I watched from the sideline. But something just kept calling me back. I would listen to the music on the radio and be like, "Ooh, I would direct the music video this way," or I would.
Yes,
So
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah,
That's
and
so
I
cool.
loved just daydreaming in the car about that. But again, it wasn't really something that I thought was achievable for myself. It really wasn't until around maybe like senior year of high school, around like that freshman college era, where I was like, okay, well, like I need to pick a major, I need to figure out like what am I doing with my life, blah blah blah. Which is such like side note, which is such a heavy question to answer at like 18,
It's
17
so
years old.
heavy, right?
Yeah,
It's so
yeah,
heavy. And,
it's a
we're going to
crazy
talk about
question.
it really quick too. I work full time at Baylor University. So I'm like recruiting high school students. And it's
Yeah,
so crazy how we're like, okay, pick a major right now. You can change it if
yeah,
you need to later, but you need to pick one.
right now.
It's a
Yeah.
lot. It is a lot. It's a
It's a
lot.
lot. But obviously, you have to make a decision. I was like, well, I mean, I could be a business major and that would be fine. I would definitely get a job because they're never running out of those. Or
Right.
I can go and do the thing that I actually really want to do. And I know I went back and forth for some time, but it definitely took just having a conversation with myself and being honest with myself about the one life I get to live. How do I want to spend it? And then I got to see a bunch of other examples of women doing it before me. So that kind of pushed me to be like, okay, look, if they can do it, I can do it. So yeah, that's how we got here today.
I love that. So, why do you
Mhm.
feel like it's important for you specifically to continue paving the way for other young Black girls that look like you and want to go into these spaces but don't really know if they can, if they should,
Yeah.
how? Why is it important for you to be that person?
I mean, it's important regardless, but I feel like for me, I had that example, thankfully, before I made that decision for myself. And I feel like if I didn't have that example, I might have chose to do something different. I was
Yeah.
confident and I believed that it was something, maybe I could do. But I think that push really came from seeing other women before me do it and actually be successful. So I feel like if for me, I feel like 2% of Black women directors are in the United States. 2%, which is
Wow.
a low number. If I
Wow.
could be a person that helps bring it to 3 or 4 or 5, like I want to be that person. So
Yeah.
it's extremely important.
Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about your HBCU experience. In my
Yes,
opinion, you're at one of like the meccas for HBCU culture. Everybody knows Howard, okay?
they
Everybody knows
do.
HU. Y'all might have that little rivalry with Hampton. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But for me, Howard has just always been one of the meccas for the HBCU experience. So I would love to know, like, what made you pursue an HBCU and specifically why Howard?
Yeah. It's interesting. Before I came to Howard, I actually went to PWI back in my home state in Jersey. And no shade
Mm,
to that school. It just wasn't a good fit for me. So I knew that like, okay, like I had been to predominantly white schools all my life from kindergarten, elementary school, high school. I'm like, okay, I need to do something different here. Like I want to see something different.
yeah.
And I'm like, what about an HBCU? Like I know people that have been to HBCUs. They said it was good. I'm like, okay, let me look into it. So I did, and I'm like, well, Howard seems to be doing the thing. Like, I don't know.
See, yes, yes.
Yes, come on. So I was like, okay, DC. I'm like, I feel like I could like DC, that city. Okay.
I
I went on
love
a tour a
DC.
long time ago, like before I even went to the PWI that I ended up to, and I remember I loved it. So
Hmm.
it just made sense for me. So I applied, I got in, and I was like, okay, like here I am doing the thing. And honestly, I went there and I never looked back. I feel like the
Right.
sense of community there is crazy. I feel like I walked in not really knowing like who I was or like what I wanted to do and I had confidence, but I didn't have the amount of confidence that I had now. I feel like when you go to Howard or really any HBCU, like the people around you are so talented and amazing that like you're like, oh, well, if I'm going to be around these talented and amazing people, I need to like up my game. Like I need to be doing something. Like it just makes you so much more ambitious. And I just love that about the HBCU culture and specifically
Yeah.
for sure.
No, that's really cool. So when you transferred to Howard, how long were you at the PWI? Like, were you a freshman? Were you a
Yeah.
sophomore?
Yeah, I did my whole freshman year there. I was actually on scholarship, which was great. I was like,
Mm.
okay, like I'm on scholarship, free college, like I'm here for it. They took my scholarship away without
Wow.
explanation. And I was like,
Wow.
I was a straight A student. Like, no, I didn't play those games. The grades are set. So I was just like, I don't understand what happened here. And when I was talking to my mom, she's like, well, if they took away your scholarship, you might as well go where you want to go. And I'm like, you're right. So that's how I ended up here. I only did 1 year there. I took a gap year in between to kind of like figure out where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do, really get serious about just my journey in general.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's how I started my Howard career.
Okay, cool. So, in what ways do you feel like you're preparing for your future at your HBCU, or do you feel like there's a way that Howard, I guess, is preparing you for your future?
Yeah. I feel like the internship opportunities I've been able to get while at Howard have really helped me in a way. My first big internship was with the Washington International Film Festival, and that taught me a lot about what goes into that category. It's a lot. Like we have these little festivals that are a few days long, but it's months and months and months of preparation. And just meeting filmmakers and getting to talk to them was amazing. My second internship, which I'm actually here in LA for, is with Amazon Studios. That has been really impressive.
Okay, Amazon, go ahead with your
Right.
bad self, girl. I
Thank
ain't
you.
mad at
Thank
it.
you. But that was through a Howard program. It's called Howard Entertainment, and it's about diversifying the industry, which is a really important initiative. So that has been great. And of course, I got to shout out AT&T Rising Future Makers, of course.
Yes.
Yes, of course. I just went to Tribeca Film Festival under their initiative, and that was like the best trip ever. So yeah, it's been an accumulation of a lot of things, but Howard has definitely been a strong role in that.
Yes, I love that. So I'm glad you brought up AT&T Rising Future Makers. That's
Come
why
on.
we're here. Okay. So I'm glad that you chose Howard. I'm glad that you landed there because that obviously has gotten you in this really cool cohort of being an AT&T Rising Future Maker. I learned about this program through a Instagram ad from Ice-T, the rapper.
Oh,
Yes, yes. See, very interesting. Yeah, I'm a grad student at HBCU, so I just have
yeah,
a different experience in general.
for sure.
But I would love to learn about how you knew about the AT&T Rising Future Maker program.
we have like this like job email list, I guess, is what I could call it for lack of a better term, where like, there's this lady out there that she's like, here's some jobs, here's some internships. And as one does, scrolling through my email, making sure I'm not missing any homework or an important email or whatever, I see it come across my email and I'm like, oh, like, what is this? Like, I've never heard about this before. So I did some research and I'm like, oh, wow, this seems like really interesting. And then I go back to the email. The deadline is literally in 2 days. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get on this now.
She said the deadline is in 2 days.
I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, I'm setting up the tripod. I'm getting the camera out. I'm like, all right, I gotta write down a little script. What am I gonna say? It was so funny because I remember recording the video that night and being like, okay, I'm glad I got it in because that was scary. And I think at that point I had gotten so many no's just from different things, programs, internships, jobs. So like I didn't know if I was gonna get this. And I put my best foot forward, of course, but I'm like, you know what? Like, even if I get a no, it just means that it wasn't meant for me. It's nothing personal, right? So I'm waiting. And one thing about me, I'm impatient. So I was checking my email every day. I'm like, did they tell me? No. Okay, let me wait. Okay, what about the next day? No? Okay. So I think it came down to like the last day where they said that they were gonna announce like who was in it. And I checked my email and I didn't see anything. And I was like, okay, like it's fine. No worries, no rush, whatever. And then I checked my email for something else. Or actually no, my phone dinged and I went to go check and I got it. And I was like, they think I'm a change maker in my community?
Yes,
Oh.
sis.
And mind you, I already knew that, but sometimes it's nice to see other people see you for who you think you are too. So
Yes,
it was great.
it's amazing. I love that it worked out. So in your opinion, what makes you a rising future maker?
Yeah. Oh wow. That's a good question. I feel like whenever like people ask me like that or something similar, I'm like, what do I say? What do I do? No.
Right.
I mean, I think I hopefully I hope I'm inspiring the people that are coming behind me to not only pursue their dreams and their passions, but if filmmaking is your thing, then I hope that I'm a role model for that.
Mm-hmm.
I started out from very humble beginnings. I didn't have a camera, I didn't have a crew or a cast. Like I was just like, I want to do this and we're gonna have to try and find a way to make it work. And I hope that that could be an inspiration to people to just start. I feel like a lot of the times when we look at our favorite like filmmakers like Issa Rae or like Ava DuVernay, we like forget that like they were in the same positions as us at one point in their life.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Like so I feel like hopefully I'm inspiring them to see that, you don't have to start out with all the equipment. You don't have to start out with a detailed plan of how you're going to get to where you want to get to. You just need to start, period.
And sometimes that's the hardest part is just getting started. And if you can just take that
Literally.
first step, everything else is going to fall into place. Some kind of way. You might not know how, but it's going to fall into place in some way, shape, or form.
No, I agree with you because I started out not knowing where I would end up. I never thought I would be a rising future maker. I never thought I would be at Howard at one point. I never thought I would be in LA. Like you never know. Like you just start and things will start to unfold and then you kind of take the opportunities as they present themselves to you. So yeah,
Yeah.
I hope anyone that's following me or like wants a role model or is looking for inspiration can find that in me for sure.
Yes, I love that. Come on, rising future maker.
We're
Yes,
doing the thing out here.
okay. You are though. Like literally, you're inspiring me. And I said this a
Oh, thank
while
you.
ago, but I adore each and every single person that's in this class with me because I know the work that I'm doing, you guys are also doing that, probably times two, times three. Like we're all just working so hard. And so
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
thankful for this program and seeing that and to choosing the people that are in this cohort with me. And I truly I gain inspiration from you guys every day. So I'm just so glad that you guys have said yes, that you said yes to come on to Pop Talk because it just means so much to me.
Of course. I had
Well,
to.
I mean, I'm just excited.
Come on.
Well, I have one last question to wrap up
Yeah.
this interview. And the question is, as a rising future maker, tell us
Mhm.
all what fuels your future.
Ooh. Ooh. I like this question. I think it's the word possibility. I recently took like a career like personality or strengths test, and like my top thing was like, you're very futuristic. I'm like, okay, like what does that mean? Like what does that mean? And I'm like, basically, and I didn't know there was like a term for it, but basically like I am a person that's like fueled and driven by like the possibility of what my future may look like.
Mm,
So for me, it's like, okay, like, what if I did this and it turned into this? Or what if I did this and it turned into that? That everlasting thought of my future can look like this. I just need to create a path and figure out, okay, how am I gonna get there? What should I do to get there? Or like, what big thing should I do? Like it's all about the possibility of what my future could look like. It's endless, you know. I feel like you get to kind of choose where your reality is. It might take a little bit of work. I'm not
yeah.
saying it's easy. I'm not gonna say that, but ultimately, I believe that like you are somewhat in control of what happens in your life and how you want to live it and where you end up. Now, life happens on its own. I'm not gonna say that. Life does its thing, but you can definitely kind of guide it in a direction of who you want to be, where you want to be in 10, 5 years, 20 years, whatever.
Right.
So possibilities are endless, and that's what kind of fuels me. I'm like, I might be here right now, but I know I can be over there if I really wanted to be. I just have to put in work.
Yes, that
Yeah.
is deep. I love, girl, send me that assessment. Maybe I need to take it.
I'll send you the assessment. I got you.
Send it to me because that's deep and that's a really you don't hear people thinking like that all the time.
For
Like,
sure.
and I've asked this question and I've even asked myself this question, and
Mhm.
I have yet to hear somebody say, what fuels me is the possibility. That's
Yeah.
so beautiful. That's deep. You need to do something with that, Miss Filmmaker. Put that into a little
Right.
something, something. Make that a
I'm
little
gonna write on the
drama.
side for a script.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, make that a drama. The
I got you.
possibility, okay? And call me up because I might
I'm,
can do a
I'm
little
calling
something,
you.
something in that too,
We
okay?
can do the post film interview. I got
Yes, period. Okay, I love
you.
that. Come on, possibility. Well, thank you so much for just sharing your mind, sharing your heart, your story with us. I know that I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm sure the Pop Talk community did as well. But before we get to the end of this episode, girl, it's never the end until we play a little game. What's good, y'all? What's up? All right, honey, let's get into this game. So
Let's get
today's
it.
game is called What Would Mia Do?
Oh Lord. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
What's good, y'all? What's up? Skydiving or bungee jumping?
Oh God. Skydiving.
Would you rather fly or drive?
Fly.
Silver or
Oh,
gold?
gold. Always.
Okay. Would you rather travel at night or during the day?
Daytime. For sure.
Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Black or white?
Black always. Come on.
Last but not least, Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh my God. Beehive, don't kill me. Rihanna, don't kill me.
Yeah!
Don't kill me, please. I love Beyonce.
Yes, I love Beyonce too, but I pick Rihanna as well. So love that for us. What's good, y'all? What's up?
We're gonna find out. What would I do, child? Let's see.
Okay. First question. If
Yes.
Jurassic Park was real,
Mm.
would you visit?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mia would not do that. Mia would not do that.
Why
Listen,
not?
listen. The dinosaurs, awesome. Love that. The fact that you can recreate them, technology, amazing. Would I put myself in that environment? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Next thing you know, this dinosaur's chasing me and I can run, but I don't know if I can outrun the dinosaurs,
That's
okay?
fair. That's
You
very much
know?
fair. And I'm not
So
gonna lie, those
I'll
movies
trump that.
always end in destruction.
Okay,
So
come on. Come on. For a reason. Come
for a
on.
reason. Okay. Mia would not visit Jurassic Park if it was
No,
real.
man.
Okay. All right. Next question.
Yes.
If we were to carve a new Mount Rushmore, okay,
Mm.
which four figures from politics, art, culture, just really anything, would you vote to be displayed?
Ooh, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm a gain love back from the Beehive. I'm gonna put Beyonce on there.
Okay.
Forgive me, Beehive, please. I'm gonna put Beyonce on there.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right. We got three more
Um,
slots.
3 more slots. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put Kenji Brown, the Supreme Court
Ooh.
judge.
Okay.
Shout out
That's a
her.
good one. That's
Shout
a
out
good
her.
one.
I like her a lot. I like what she stands for a lot. And she's the first Black woman on the Supreme Court. Come on.
She has to be on Mount Rushmore.
She's gotta be on the Mount Rushmore. There's no way she's
Okay.
not there. Um, hmm. You know what? I'm gonna put Harriet Tubman. I'm gonna put Harriet Tubman. She was supposed to be on the $20 bill. I
She
ain't
was
forget
supposed to be on the
that.
20. They ain't did that one yet.
They didn't do that one, so she goes on the Mount Rushmore now.
Okay, let's put Harriet
Okay?
on there. Harriet on there.
She's
Okay.
gotta be on there. This is such a hard question. Oh my gosh. My last slot. Who am I gonna give it to? Who am I gonna give it to?
Just for kicks and giggles, who else you putting up there?
For kicks and giggles, you know what? I'm gonna put my mom on there.
Oh, cute. Look
My
at
mom on there.
you. Shout out to
Come on.
mom.
Shout out to mom. Gotta put her on the Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
Gotta put her
That's
on the Mount
actually a
Rushmore.
good four. That's a good four.
I think it's a solid 4.
I think so too. We have one more question in the hypothetical round. If you could only say one word for the rest of the day, what word would you choose?
You know what? This is gonna be such a basic answer. Someone's gonna kill me for saying this, but whatever, it's fine. My one word would be like hi or hello because let me explain. Let me
Okay.
explain. Let me explain because I feel like with hi and hello, I can kind of like navigate my way through the rest of the conversation. But every conversation starts with a hi or a hello. Okay,
That's
that's how you
true.
get your foot through the door. So
That's
I feel
true.
like if I could only say one word, it'd be like hi, and then the other person would say hi back, and then I'd be like, ah, well, I used my one word for this, so let me just try and figure out a way to communicate with you what I'm trying to say. But that would be my answer. Would
No,
be
you would
hi.
literally be like, hi. And they'd be like, hi, how are you? And you'd be like,
I'm like,
hi.
hi.
Whoa, what's your name?
And
Hi.
hi. Listen, I don't know how, but I'm gonna make it work. I'll make it work.
Make it work. Okay, that's actually a good one because I feel like I would have said my name. I just would have been walking around Poppy.
They
Poppy.
would have been like, "What? You know,
Poppy.
like Poppy?
Poppy.
Either you know or you don't know."
Poppy. What's good, y'all? What's up? You are asked to give a speech at a TED Talk convention. What
Ooh,
is your topic?
whoa! Hold on, hold on. Whoa. Okay, okay.
I love seeing your thought process.
One thing about me, I can't hide my facial expression. So if I'm like, you're gonna see it on the face, okay? um, wow. What would I talk about?
Okay.
Obviously, I would want to talk about like filmmaking and all of that, and being Black women in the film industry, all of that. But I feel like if I could only give one, I would really dedicate that to like the mental health behind Black youth, because that's been something that's like a really important topic for me. I would love to talk more about that. So I feel like if I can only talk about one thing, it's like, all right, you only get one TED Talk, Mia. Like you don't get to do two, just pick the one. I would probably go with that one because it's been such an important topic for me. I've dealt with my own mental health issues. I know tons and millions and thousands and billions of people have as well. So I think I would talk about that for sure.
I mean, why not try to put them together?
You know what? You're right.
I feel like you could. I feel like you could really take like mental health in children and how movies play a factor in that and the things that you show and story tell and put it
Hold on. Let me get my
together.
pen and
Write it
pad.
down. Write it down.
Let me get, what'd you
You know
say?
we don't remember nothing. Write it down.
Write it down. You're right though. You definitely could weave those two together because they are woven together already. So you're
Mhm.
definitely right.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good, Mia. What's good, y'all? What's up? Well, with all of that, we are done for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. To Mia, thank you again for joining me on Pop Talk today. To the listeners and watchers out there, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, your mama, your daddies, your uncles, your cousin, your brothers, your sisters, tell everybody you know about Pop Talk.
Of
But with that
course.
being said, it's your girl Poppy,
It's Mia.
and we're both signing out. Peace, love, and blessings. Remember to live your life with hashtag all smiles.
High five, Jesus. Woo!